Trump is all that America really stands for through and through. The world is in awe, now that America's true representative has snatched off its mask. But not one particular group. This group has been called many names and for over 400 years has cried out to the world and no one came to their rescue. As time went on they fought only to adopt. America is a land of dreams and anyone that tries to wake up will be punished. Though this may be a fact, there is one group that had no choice but to not only stay awake but through apprehensive brutality has managed to make America their home. Today, this group goes under the proper name, 2025 African American. This group is unfazed as the world is finally getting a taste of true America. It's the norm and has always been the norm. Not only is the rest of the world getting a heavy dose of the true nature of America, so are those who thought they were exempt. Yet there, under the unimaginable force of their colonized country, they are all in shock that something like this could happen to them. Just a question for the white countries around the world: how will you and your loved ones get through these hard times? Will you consider that the treatment now at your door that was done to people of color acceptable for you and your family? Will you get angry and begin to blame others for the way your government is treating you? Just remember, before you blame others for the actions of something your forefathers created, take a look at what is most important. Is it more important that you fight for affordable food, shelter, and clothing and not begin to fight people who never had power over your destiny? You have yourself to thank for that. Do you think that America is what you always thought it should be now that you are facing just a fragment of what African Americans have always endured? Now that jobs are disappearing, will you continue to behave as your mothers and fathers have for over 400 years, bullying others to ignore the truth that your government uses you at will to keep the rich and in power, only to reward you not with affordable homes, food, and security but a false sense of superiority? Children of the colonizers, what do you really want? Do you enjoy bullying others and blaming them for their conditions? Or do you want clean fresh water, fresh unpoisoned food, great income, affordable beautiful homes, wealth with peace of mind? Or will you keep embracing white rage on African Americans that has nothing to do with the decision of your destiny, and never have since this country was colonized by your forefathers, that you imitate and hold dear to your hearts? Will you ignore the fact that this is what America has always been about since colonization? This is just the beginning and just a small percentage of what African Americans have called normal for over 400 years. Will your banks continue to lean toward you because you are white? Or will accounts keep closing without notice? America has always been this way for African Americans. No one can to their rescue. Today is a turning point, and we hope that whatever you decide, you will consider focusing on your government decisions, and African Americans have nothing to do with your destiny. President Trump is America's best representative. For some, he is a true typical white American. His beliefs are true to the core of the country. Just a reminder before we continue: if this content resonates with you so far, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Now let's dive in. Some countries had no idea that Trump, a true product of America, revealing the raw and unfiltered essence of the nation, would unveil America's contempt toward their country. These countries are known allies, and for centuries they have been the benefactors of America's domination, wealth, and privilege all around the world. This essence, however, does not reflect the experiences of African Americans. African Americans have witnessed an America at its worst. Imagine being in a country where your ancestors were a force to make its economy the most wealthiest nation in the world, and being the descendants having to fight to be recognized as human beings, after all the benefits were given to other white immigrants, white women, immigrants of color, and other communities all benefit from the rights they fought and are still unalive for in 2025. To add insult to injury, most of your population is imprisoned, while the rest for and receive few or none of these benefits. Now that President Trump has come forth, these rights are being wiped away with a pen stroke, 400 years right down the drain. Their journey is a testament to resilience and adaptability. They have fought to reclaim their humanity, dignity, and rights in a country that has long denied them. Time and again, they have been faced with brutality, whether through slavery, Jim Crow laws, or systemic inequalities that perpetuate poverty and inequity. Despite this, they have created a rich culture, built families, and sustained communities, all while navigating a society that has consistently worked against them. As America presents its true colors under the Trump administration, it becomes clear that for many, Living the American dream has always been an illusion. For African Americans, the sobering reality has been the nightmare of confronting systemic racism, discrimination, and economic disenfranchisement. The recent policies that mirror past injustices, such as voter suppression laws, punitive immigration practices, and a disregard for equitable health care, take on a sinister familiarity when viewed through the lens of history. The ongoing struggle for justice and equality, and the persistent fight against racial profiling, police brutality, and mass incarceration, are echoes of a historical narrative that refuses to fade away. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of current policies on African American lives. What does it mean for a community that has long been subjected to public policies that prioritize the interests of the wealthy and powerful? Policies that are antithetical to the values of inclusivity and equality? The erosion of social programs, the dismantling of affirmative action, and the promotion of divisive rhetoric serve to exacerbate the existing disparities. African Americans have resisted these injustices. They have mobilized, organized, and fought for change. From the civil rights movement to the Black Lives Matter movement, they continue to challenge the status quo, demanding recognition and respect. Now, as the world bears witness to the chaos and discontent within the United States, we must reflect on this pivotal moment. The privileged class is suddenly confronted with the harsh realities of economic insecurity. Their jobs are at risk, their voices seem muffled, and their needs are unmet. The disconnect between their experiences and those of African Americans is striking. For centuries, the struggles of black communities were viewed through the lens of bravado and ignorance rather than empathy and understanding. Today, as inequity spreads across racial lines, will the privileged class acknowledge that the struggles they face are merely a fraction of what African Americans have endured? Consider the impact of these policies on the African American community, who have been fighting for equitable access to affordable housing, quality education, and equal job opportunities, demands that have historically been met with resistance. The current climate serves to reinforce a crucial question. Will those in positions of privilege, now suddenly aware of their own vulnerabilities, begin to empathize with the plight of African Americans? Will they question the systemic injustices that have shaped their lives while ignoring those faced by others? Or will they continue to cast out blame upon those who have long been the victims of a system designed to uplift a select few? As we witness these shifts, it is vital to understand that African Americans are not to be scapegoated for the consequences of deep-rooted systemic inequalities. Rather, they serve as a reminder of the work that remains. Will those who have benefited from a legacy of colonization take a moment to reassess their role in a narrative that has historically excluded and oppressed others? In the face of adversity, will they choose connection and solidarity over conflict? These are difficult questions, but as new roles are handed out through the government, where will you stand? As we discuss these issues, let us focus not on dividing lines of race but on a collective responsibility to dismantle the systems that perpetuate inequality. Just as African Americans have long been the bedrock of this nation's struggles for justice and equality, so too must they be empowered to shape its future. Now, wresting the conversation away from mere grievances, how can we harness this awakening to forge meaningful change? Will the recent upheavals catalyze unity rather than division? As we stand at this crossroads, it becomes clear that the fight for justice must transcend race. It must unite all who seek dignity and humanity against the backdrop of inequality. Will you decide to advocate for a nation that recognizes the plight of its citizens and stands firm against oppression in all forms? Or will you continue the path that brought America to this point of uncertainty? If this resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you from Say So.